I love community engagement because working with community is probably one of the best things we need to do. The biggest thing about community engagement from our point of view, the Regional Aboriginal Education Team, which is in Western Region, is, it's got to be an equal partnership. We've got to make sure that when we do partnerships with our community or engage our communities equally, by that then I mean they have to be in the decision-making process. They've got to be able to write the submissions. They've got to be able to write the policies. They've got to be able to approve policies or sign off on policies. People talk about our Aboriginal people haven't got the skills to write submissions. They're on lands councils. They write millions of dollars of submissions each year, so they're able to do those sorts of things. And the policies, they've got to make sure that when we do policies in schools, that our community are involved in the decision-making process of writing it and being with them and actually writing the policy and then signing off on it. But our community are wonderful people. They've got some great skills and we don't recognise those skills that our community have sometimes. We need to make sure that when we do come into our schools, we do a skills audit of what our community have got and how we can use those skills in our schools to make our schools better. They know the stories of the community. They know the stories of the area. So it's about how that we can use our community to come in and work with us. In Western Region, we're actually trying to now establish ABED committees in all of our schools because we feel that it's important then that we have teams then available to principals and school staff, and they're based in the schools and they're working with the schools, not taking away the AECG role. That's important as well, but we also need to make sure that we have ABED committee involved in schools so that they're working with the school as well. And I said the decision-making process of that committee will be involved in that then. And then that will also then go back to our AECG for in either our community or our regional ones as well. So it's making sure that they're involved. And when we've got those people in our schools, it shows the kids that, mum and dad's come up or nan or aunt's come up or, to our school. So they're not frightened of the school structure anymore. They're coming in and they're working with the school and they're showing that, school's not such a bad place anymore. So we need to make sure that our parents are involved in our schools. They're great role models. We have some great role models in our school, but not in our communities, and we don't get them into the school enough. So we need to make sure that these people are seen. We need to bring them in for days where they can talk to our students and talk to our staff in schools to make sure that they can impart knowledge about what they've seen in their lives. They've got some wonderful stories. We own the schools. I go out and I talk to our communities about, this is our community, this is our land, and this is our school. So we need to be in there. We need to be telling our schools about how we should work together to run our schools. It's about community welcoming new teachers and telling them what we want in our schools. And because that's their job, it's their land, their community, their school. So we need to make sure that that happens as well. The only consistency in our schools are the ABED staff and the community. Our teachers do move on, our principals move on, and they leave us. We upskill our teachers all the time in all of these new wonderful programs, and then they take that knowledge with them to the next school. So we need to make sure that our AB staff in our schools have got that knowledge, have got knowledge of all the policies, all the programs that are running in schools, but even our ABED committees and our AECG members know what policies, what programs are happening in the school. Aboriginal parents do care about their kids, but we just need to give them the opportunity to come in and show us. We need to make sure that everybody's going to everybody. It's not about standing back and being scared anymore, because we've got to tell our schools what we need to do. Our communities do, because they're the ones that see that our kids are getting a fair go. Look at some of the role models that are available there to come into our schools and talk to our kids. It's just amazing. So it's about a community mentor. In Dubbo and in Western Region, we set up community mentors to work with our new teachers when they come in, so that they can actually talk to those community mentors to find out the go-to people in their communities. It's true. If you don't have the conversations, you can't build the relationships. And then the partnerships formed after that. So we need to make sure that the conversations happen. And to do that, one of us either got to go out or one's got to come in, and hopefully they both do. So They said, but we need to be equal partners in what goes on in the education of their children, in their communities, in their schools, on their land. Some of the wonderful spin-offs are the attendance of our kids and the behaviour of our students who are coming in. You know, it's when our parents are in schools, our kids are there far more often.